book friends, welcome back to Books I Read. I'm Sheila and I'm so glad you're here. Whoa, look at my shirt. Can you guys see my shirt? See my new shirt? I got it at the Goodwill. Reading is my superpower. Okay, anyway. You know what else is my superpower? Coffee. I have coffee today in this cute, beautiful little mug because, I don't know, I just wanted coffee today and I got this mug for my birthday last year, and I did try this honey yuzu tea, but I did not like it. It tastes very floral. I don't know. I just didn't care for it. Very floral, kind of a hint of licorice, and I don't know. It just was not good to me. Alrighty. So, this is going to be an 8-book haul with 2 books that I finished. Womp womp womp. Stephen King writes some very thick girls. Very thick. So it does take me a little while to get through Stephen King. And I don't know. Let's get on with the 8-book haul, the 2-book wrap up, and we'll go from there. Alright, the first thing that I want to share though, the very first thing I want to share is that my husband and I did wonderful on our low spend January. We met our saving goal already. So how exciting is that? Of course we're going to keep saving, but I'm ecstatic. I am so ecstatic. So, I wasn't planning on buying books. That's not how it works. That's not usually what I do. My daughter needed to go to Goodwill. She was looking for a dress for a Girl Scout event. So, I happened to look at books. I happened to see authors that I'm like, oh, Book Friends and Goodreads and so on and so forth. And then I have the Nova Teen Book Festival coming up with my husband and my daughter. And my husband's coming for safety reasons, and he helps, we drive, we share the driving, etc., etc., etc. But anyway, I bought the brand new books from Book Outlet because I chose 8 authors this year. I got 12 books because one author, I bought all her books because they were really cheap. So I bought 12 books, so I get brand new books for the Nova Teen Book Festival this year. And my daughter's doing like 3 or 4 authors. I'm doing 4 authors. And voila, we're splitting the reading. It's going to be a lot better than last year. But anyway, I will show you that Book Outlet haul when it comes. It was 12 books for $44.88. I had $5 discount because you can earn rewards, of course. And I was waiting for the book festival books to buy those. So I got $5 off. So it was $39.88 for all 12 books. And if you break that down with free shipping and all that jazz, it was like $3.32 a book. So hey, can't beat that with a stick. Alright, so anyway, the book haul, there's 8 books. Goodwill, like I said, I wasn't really planning on it. It just kind of happened that way. And the first book, I did read a book by this author last year. It was called My Not So Perfect Life. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I liked it. It was funny. It was a good book. Gave me the warm fuzzies. So I decided to try another book by this author, and it is Remember Me. I'm not sure which way to hold it. Hopefully here will be fine. But I can't wait. This book is about a girl that gets in a car accident. She thinks she's one way, but actually she's the opposite, and it just sounded really good. And like I said, I don't know. I thought the other book was good. It was funny. It was worth reading. So I thought, well, I'll just try another book by her. Now, some people either like her or don't. I think it's a 50-50 chance. So, hey, let's see. Not everybody likes or dislikes the same thing. All right. Libra Bray was at the book festival last year, and I read her book, A Great and Terrible Beauty. I got it signed, and in the review, I said, well, I don't know if I would ever read the trilogy, the whole trilogy. I believe it's the Gemma trilogy. I said I didn't know, but being that I found this book in excellent condition at the Goodwill, but anyway, I decided, well, I guess I'm going to read this book by Libra Bray because I found it for $1.50. And this book, I do have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Is that how you say it? But a book friend, this is her favorite book, and it's I Am the Messenger. So I was like, well, I found it for $1.50. I guess I'm going to read it. So as far as I know, he had inadvertently stops a bank robbery. So I don't know. I don't know much about the book. I just know that it's my book friend's favorite book. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to give it a whirl swirl. So there you go. And the last book, I bought this one because I read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I also found this book by Kristen Hanna at the Goodwill some time ago, which is in one of my book hauls. So you know I have this one. I have not read it yet. So I decided to pick up Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. Again, some people like this book, some people don't. It's a 50-50 chance. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. It's France, 1939. I know her husband gets sent off to war. What happens to the characters, I'm not really sure. So, that's as far as I know, but I figured it's Kristen Hanna, so I'm going to give it a whirl swirl. Why not? And as you can see, I have moved a lot of books off my TBR cart here. I will show you which ones I have moved off, which ones will go to the buy bookshelf, books that I've bought myself. I'll show you what goes to that in another video, and I will show you what books I'm going to put back on the to be read shelf, because as you guys know, I'm going to the Nova Teen Book Festival, as I just said earlier in this video, so I want to read those books. And I have a few on my library app that I would still like to finish as well, and my husband and I are going to start another Stephen King buddy read, which we'll talk about that too. Alright, these two books were purchased from a thrift store, a thrift store that we don't normally go to very often. I think we've been there 3 or 4 times since we lived here since 2016. We just don't go there very often. And I have the receipt folded, I'm sorry, but it's for safety reasons. But I did pay $1.91 for each book. Here, see, Volunteers of America. Alright, I don't know much about this book. I mean, I read the synopsis in the store. But I pretty much kept these two books because I actually had a pile. I kept these two because of some of the book friends or people that I follow on Goodreads. And I don't know, I took their recommendations. So I put the other books back. There was a book called what is it called? Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston that I put back. I kind of wish I had it, but it was a sci-fi fantasy, I think. And I'm pretty sure. And I just don't think that, I don't know if I would have got into that book or if I would have read it. The only reason why I kind of feel like I should have got it though is because it was signed and it was pretty, it was blue pages, but I'm like, am I really going to read it? And I didn't want to spend the money. So I settled for these two. The Bone Houses, I believe this is a family, they're worried about the graveyard or something like that. And the risen corpses are known as bone houses, and legend says that they're the result of an old curse. On the back it says, no warrior could stop the risen dead, but perhaps a grave digger could. So it just sounds really good, and I know the book friend gave it 4 stars, so I'm like, okay. I think I might have to read it. I thought this book was signed, but I'm thinking of the other book. Alright, and then I found Winterwood by Shay Earnshaw. Is that how you say it? But anyway, this book is absolutely gorgeous. See, can you see the 191? And I didn't have to do the edging. Isn't that awesome? Isn't this, oh my god, this book, I know, you guys have all read it and already seen it. I know. Isn't that cool? Signed by the author. But I found this book at the Volunteers of America, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to read it. So there. Not everybody reads the same book at the same time anyway, so that's good. We all have different times that we read good books. So, from my understanding, a little boy, or a boy, I don't think he's a little boy, I think he's a boy, that is in the forest, comes out of the forest, meets a witch, or the witch meets the boy, and they share some secrets or something. I'm not really totally sure on the synopsis because I read it in the store. Be careful of the dark, dark wood. The Walker women of Fairhaven have always lived in the woods. Okay, so interesting. I don't know. Stephanie Garber, that wrote Caravel series. Caravel, is that how you say it? Caravel? Caravel? Anyway, she blurbed on this book, so I can't wait to read it. I can't. And those books might be put on the buy shelf because I have a lot of books that I need to read. Alright, these 2 books that I'm about to show you now, again, I had to fold my receipt. I got at the trade store because I have a lot of trade credit. So it didn't cost me anything for these books because I have so much trade credit. As you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I unhaul a lot, you know that I donate in the community a lot. Books that I can't trade, I donate in the community. There's several places that I can donate in the community, which is wonderful, and book friends and such like that. So I do have a lot of book credit though, or trade credit I should say. So I found Rumble by Ellen Hopkins, and I was pretty excited to find this book. Impulse wasn't there, but the lady that owns the trade store said that it should come in. She'll hold it for me. So she's like, just stop back, it'll be here. She's like, give it time, it'll be here. So I was pretty excited about that because I picked up a book too of Ellen Hopkins, I believe, at the Goodwill. I don't know. It's in a past haul, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm not really big on the poetry format of writing a story. But, and neither was the trade store lady. She's like, you know, I'm not really big on the poetry writing format in a story. She's like, but I really like Ellen Hopkins. And I really like that format more than I thought I would when I read Kelsey Sutton's The Lonely Ones. I really like that. So I am excited to read Ellen Hopkins because she said at the trade store that she really likes her writing too. So I was like, oh, cool. So I got this book, and look, I would have paid $5.95 for that if I didn't have trade credit. All right, and then this book, I'm so ecstatic. Everybody's already read it, except me, of course. Hopefully I'm not the only one on the planet, but anyway, I doubt it. Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. And what's exciting is that somebody donated this. They got it in an Owl Crate book box because the card is still in here. And I was like, holy smokes, how cool is that? So what that means to me, though, is that the author signed it. So how exciting is that? And I would have paid $6.95 if I hadn't had trade credit. So, and this book is absolutely gorgeous, too. But I heard that this book is so good, so really good. So I'm hoping I can read this one soon. And I know every time I get it off the library app, it expires before I can tackle it. So now that I own it, maybe I'll be able to read it a whole lot faster, or get it done, get it read. All right. All right, and then the last two books are the two books that I've read since I last talked to you. Womp, womp, womp. Yep, I've only read two because this girl is thick. So let's talk about this one first. I finished it. It's Edgeland. I did not read Nightfall before I read this book. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't think so. I think it was a pretty good book. It is upper middle grade and or borderline young adult because they are talking about the dead. But I don't know. That's up to you. But anyway, I gave it 3.5 stars. I liked it. The only thing I was wrong about is that Ren and Alec are not trying to be thieves. They're not trying to steal anything. The money and or the payment accidentally gets put in the boat, and they are trying to get the payment out of the boat, but the boat goes over the cliff, and then they figure out where the dead go. What happens to the dead? What is on that other side? What are they experiencing? Well, they get to experience it firsthand. It was really good. I enjoyed the book. But like I said, though, you might need to answer questions if your middle grade is reading it, because it is upper grade. All right, and anyway, moving on, Stephen King, Dr. Sleep. As you guys know, I read The Shining. I had to go back because it was just a cluster mess of what the end was in my head. I couldn't keep it straight with the movies and all that. I forget what year The Shining was wrote. 1974, 1978, I can't remember. Either way, back then, Stephen King had an alcohol problem. I did not know that. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me. I'm sure you will. But during that time period, and because he had an alcohol problem, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. But I do believe that Stephen King is a much better writer now. I like his newer books even better than his older books. And that's a lot for me to say. So I am going to have to go back and give The Shining 4 stars if I did not. Because of the time period that it was wrote in and what Stephen King was going through at the time, it's still a 4-star for me because of, The Shining. Hello. That's what made Stephen King, or, helped with his career kind of thing. It helped him grow, helped him change, etc., whatever dark time he was going through at that period of time. But my point is, you can see how he has changed from writing Shining and writing this. It is amazing. And if you want to know, or if you are familiar with The Shining and you want to know what happened to Danny Torrance, you will find out what's happened to Danny. You'll find out what happened to Halloran. You'll find out what happened to his mom. Danny also meets another Shine, which is Abra, or Abby, but I called her Abra. I believe that's how you pronounced her name in the book. That's how I pronounced it. But will they be able to help each other? Will they lose their Shine? Who is Dr. Sleep? And will they die? I don't know. I do know, but you got to read the book if you want to know. But it took me a little while to read this book. Obviously, I had to work, and as you can see, it's a thick girl. But I would give this book 5 stars, and I have to commend Stephen King. He has come a long way. I think he is so much better author, writer than he ever used to be. And I used to, I love his older books. But now that I'm reading his newer books, it's like, dude, you've gone way better. Way better. Okay, anyway. I don't want to share too much of this book with you because I don't want to give spoilers. I just don't. And it's a really good book. So my suggestion is, if you can read The Shining first and get through it, don't watch the movies. Read the book. The book is better. The book is way better. And the ending's way better. But if you can get through The Shining and then read this book, and don't watch the movie first, read the book first, because the movie is going to leave out the background, the details, and all that jazz. The book is way better. I suggest you do it. And you're going to see a difference, too, in Stephen King back in 1974, 78, whenever Shining was wrote. I can't remember. And then now, with our more current Dr. Sleep, you're going to see a big difference. I like Stephen King a lot better now. But anyway, that is all I'm going to share in this video. I do believe, because it's getting too long and I don't want to do that, I will close on this. This is my book change jar. Anytime we have change, I will put my change in here, and this is how I will buy books at the library book sale with my book change. So, I don't know. It's just a cool little tip. I love my shirt. You love my shirt. And I think I'm going to go, because I am going to go ahead and make that other video for you. I don't believe I have anything else to share in this video. So I will see you next time on Books I Read. Bye!